Recently crowned IBF lightweight champion Richard Commey from Accra, Ghana has hurt his right fist in his title-winning effort. So the date that he was going to have with Vasyl Lomachenko, unified WBO and WBA lightweight champ, is now no longer going to go ahead. But the Ukrainian is going to keep that date, which opens up the possibility of our very own Anthony Crolla, former WBA champ at this weight, to fight the Ukrainian wizard. Now, any fighter, when given an opportunity to face somebody as good as Lomachenko, should always go for it. And Crolla is correct when he said, when asked about this fight, nobody is unbeatable. But, boy oh boy, when you talk about levels in boxing, this is about as black and white as it gets. I thought Crolla's win against Ismael Barroso, who took out Kevin Mitchell, was really good. It will probably go down as his best victory for his abilities as a fighter, for a guy who bridges the domestic to world without being real solid world class. He did as good as he could. He took instruction from Joe Gallagher. He shelled up with his basic defence, with his toughness and diligent work rate. He took everything Barroso could give him, waited, and then poured it on when he had nothing. It was a perfect execution of a plan, considering his talents. But man, a lot of people talk about in life, talent is one thing, but dedication is where it gets you. But it just so happens Lomachenko has all kinds of dedication, but he has unbelievable talent, in case you hadn't noticed. Trying to envision their fight, you can only imagine domination. I appreciate what Crolla's saying, and he should go for this fight, but it's next to impossible to imagine a guy who is just kind of, compared to Lomachenko, he's okay at everything. Nothing stands out. I really can't see how he could give Lomachenko even the slightest bit of trouble. It's almost a bit of an oxymoron saying, like, yes, you should definitely take the fight, but there's almost nothing you're going to be able to do against this guy. Maybe it's just going to be the privilege of sharing the ring with him. But Lomachenko did hurt. Was it a shoulder? Did he have a bit of a shoulder surgery after the Linares fight? So... and some people thought perhaps was it the right arm, and people thought maybe he wasn't throwing his right hook as much in his last fight. You just have to hope that Crolla could somehow partially injure him again, really, to get some sort of foothold in this fight. Comparatively, Crolla is much more basic than Lomachenko, who Lomachenko can make very good world-class fighters look basic. I can't imagine what he'd do to someone like Crolla, who, for all his grit, his great story of, I think somebody tried to rob him nearby in a street. He went to try and rescue somebody or stop the infiltration, ended up taking a concrete slab to the head, then came back. It's a great story, seems like a top dude, but I just cannot imagine what he can do with the guy known as the Matrix. Now in Britain, it just makes me think, if he were to win, where would it stand in upsets? Straight away I think of Lloyd Honeyghan against Donald Curry. That was absolutely huge. That is one of the biggest upsets ever by a British fighter. If Crolla was to somehow beat Lomachenko, it would probably be bigger than that. I don't know what the odds are going to be. They're going to be absolutely ridiculous if this one goes ahead. 20 to 1 or something, I mean 10 to 1 to start with. I really can't see what he's going to do. Now, because Crolla is very tough and very prideful, I can't see him giving in to a Lomachenko and just sitting down and going, nah, this is hopeless. I think he's the kind of guy, he's very gritty. I've seen him fight live. I saw him against John Murray back in the day. He's very tenacious. He will carry on. But the fight could get stopped just through sheer uncompetitiveness. That is a possibility right there. So, yes, he should definitely go ahead with the fight. Just to share the ring with Lomachenko is awesome. And you just never know, do you? But I'd imagine reality is going to hit home, and it's just going to be domination by high tech.